Hi everyone, this is Julianne Victoria. Welcome to the channel. This is our tarot reading for the full moon lunar eclipse that occurs on September 7th, 2025. I've already, I can't talk anymore. I've already recorded both the Vedic astrology and Western astrology perspective videos on those. So I'll have them linked here at the end or down below. So check those out, but let's see what the cards advise for us for the energy of this full moon lunar eclipse on September 7th, 2025. All right. So for this reading, I am using the Hanson-Roberts Tarot deck. Okay. Doing my mini cross spread. Did I say that already? Wow. Wow. Okay. So the bottom card, the bottom card we have is the Seven of Swords, which can be a card of theft and trickery. It can also be a card of strategy and planning. And I just heard, what are you going to get away with? Is asking for, trying to get more information. What do you want to get away with? What do you want to take with you? And what do you want to leave behind? And the sneaky energy of this card that I'm getting, it's not negative or malicious. It's more like those of us who are working with the astrology energy, with the energy of this eclipse, aware of how to work with the energy of astrology and the moon cycles. It's sort of like other people might be like, how come they got that? Or how come they're able to do that? How come everything works out for them? That's not fair. It's that kind of energy. Like other people like, what did they do to deserve that? Now ignore the other people. Appreciate what you're able to take from all of this, but something will have to be left behind in order to progress forward in whatever area of life this is, or just, it could just be life in general, right? And as I mentioned in both the astrology videos, because it's the moon that's being eclipsed, it's the full moon. The moon is highlighted, right? That there's a strong emotional or deeply psychological, spiritual component to whatever closure, new beginnings, shifts, transformations that happen with this full moon lunar eclipse. But again, it's sort of like, of course, not every single person experiences that, or at least is aware of those energies, right? But for those who are watching this, obviously you're interested in it and you want to work with those energies, you want guidance, you want to figure things out. And you can get away in a good way. You can get away with things. But there does have to be a sacrifice. Something needs to come to an ending with, you could say, the darkening of the moon. So check out the astrology. I don't want to repeat everything here. Okay, so on to our main spread. So the card that represents us, or the viewer for this full moon cycle, full moon lunar eclipse cycle, we are the devil. And now it's like interesting with having both these two cards, kind of traditionally, negative cards. But I get the same feeling like, sort of like kids, like, I got the candy out of the candy jar. But it's not anything malicious. It's sort of like we can get what we want because we're letting it flow to us. That's what I hear. We're letting it flow to us. Did I mention something about letting the flow in the September 1st weekly reading? Something like that. I'll link that as well. Letting the flow to us gives us a feeling that we're like a kid with our hand in the candy jar. We're getting away with something. It's nothing terrible. We're just able to, I hear, receive what we really want. Now the devil card can be about fear, but I'm not getting that energy here. I'm getting the other side of the devil that's not talked about a whole lot, which is about material things. It's getting material things. This is about the physical world. And that's also expressed here in the spread. Getting what we want. And again, I want to stress, like, it's not about harm to others or being malicious or really being, don't be a thief. But it's sort of like, he. Again, I feel like he. I got it. Like, I did it. I got it. No one's going to believe this. And maybe we don't tell anyone. Or some people might be like, what did they do to deserve that? That kind of energy again. But just ignore them. Quietly, and I'll get to why I say that, quietly enjoy what you receive from the energy of this eclipse, right? Whether it happens, September 7th or over the next month, 6 months. Of course, there's still the solar eclipse coming up in 2 weeks. Okay, let me move on. So the next card, the card that lays across us as the devil. Oh, I just heard like people like, oh, you devil, you. Like it's a positive thing they're saying. A little jealousy or envy is there. It's like, oh, you devil, you. How did you manage that? It's that kind of energy. So surrounding us is the world, which is completion, right? We must let something go, as I mentioned here. A little sacrifice, letting go. You could say letting go what no longer serves you, letting go of some emotional perspective that should have been done with, like emotional baggage that should have been done with a while ago that we've worked through. It's not suppressing. It's like, okay, why am I still in that mentality? And like, oh wait, I can just shift that perspective. I've worked through that. I've healed that. And it could be for some, like, it's just happening, right? Internally, right? This strong emotional, psychological component. It's just happening. And we see things in our environment. Something changes. It could be something ends. It could be we decide we're going to change our job now. We're going to change this, or just something, a store closes that you like to go to, that, I don't know, whatever. Something's completing around us, but it's all, I'll hold this in the right place. It's all supporting this process. And I just got also the impression of like, someone saying, oh, you devil, you didn't even want to do that. And now it's canceled, that type of energy. You devil, you. In a good way, right? Yeah. Okay, crowning the reading in the mind position is the 9 of Cups, the happiness, the wish card. So especially when these two cards are combined and I'm not feeling and I'm not supported in the other cards with fear or, the typical negative stuff that comes with the devil card. With this card, because together these are very materialistic. I know this is Cups, but it is also about material abundance. Happy with what we got. Good fortune coming in. Now, 9 of Cups is the Jupiter and Pisces card. And even though Jupiter's in Cancer, where he's exalted in Western, he also rules the nakshatra that the moon is in the Vedic reading. And it's a very fortunate nakshatra. So like this is the Jupiter energy in the charts, both Western and Vedic, slightly different ways, but strongly there, bringing in this abundance, these wishes. And this is also the combination of these two, even with this card, is again that energy. People like, you devil, you, how did you do that? How did you manage that? How did you win the lottery? Whatever it might be. I'm not saying go play the lottery, but it's totally that kind of thing. A little bit of jealous envy from others, but it's sort of like, how did you, the good kind of, doesn't make any sense, the good kind of devil stuff. All right, below in the physical realm, the energy we're coming out of through this eclipse, this full moon lunar eclipse, is the 10 of Swords. which sort of buffers or supports the world card in our environment, right? Something is done, and this may be because it's below that we've already concluded this, or it's already taken place, or we're already feeling it within ourselves as we approach this first week of September, or even in August, right? Because the energy's already building, right? It's not like, I always say, it's not like a light switch goes off at an exact moment in the sky, unless it really hits your chart very specifically. But I get this feeling like we've already decided this. We've already known it. I think that came up in like a late August weekly reading as well. We're done. And instead, I want to say, instead of moping or even tripping ourselves up, self-sabotage, we're like, no. I'm going to go for the things I really want in my life, or go for some specific thing I really want in my life, within myself. It usually internal reflects the external, external reflects the internal. I want this. I want to change my world for the better. And so we've already known this or taken action on this. I'm like, no, I'm done with that. I'm not holding myself back. Cards are all out of place now. We're rising above that. And that's how we are like, oh, you devil, you. How did you manage that? Because we've done this. We've done this work. Now, in the past position, we have the Knight of Rods. And on my desk, he's pointing to the left. So he's looking off to the past. And I get with his energies, we've learned from the past, and we're not going back. We're moving forward instead. It's also advising, don't go back to the past. Don't do what you've done before. You're done. And because it's in the past position, I don't think there's any temptation to do that. Instead, we're going to make our wishes come true. We're choosing happiness, not in an artificial way. We know there are still difficult things in life, but we've done a lot of difficult things, especially within ourselves. Yeah. Okay. The future card here, we have the Seven of Pentacles. It's not going to happen overnight for everyone. We still need to nurture ourselves, take care of ourselves, watch this grow. This is a card of growth, right? He's waiting for the grapes to ripen on the vine. You got to wait. It's a little boring sometimes, but we're there. Let the grapes keep growing. Let the harvest keep coming. Okay, and then my 3 extra cards that I lay for more on the future. We have the Hermit card, which earlier when I said like quietly enjoy what you get, I said something like that. It's because of this. So for some, we just may need to keep things to ourselves. And I want to say, enjoy the inner process that's going on and enjoy watching it manifest in our physical lives. But for some, we may just need to, for some, not say it to some people, right? Keep it to ourselves. Contemplate on it. Meditate on it. And keep letting the star, our wishes, right? Keep guiding us. And then we have the 4 of Wands or 4 of Rods. A card of completion again, but also celebration. Yeah, so even if we're outwardly celebrating something, don't brag about it. That's how I keep quiet. Don't brag about it. Don't brag about how happy you are. Don't brag about what you've been able to let go of. Don't brag about manifesting, getting the things you want, receiving the things you want. Be modest. Okay. And then we have the 2 of Cups, which is a card of love. Now, it could be that through this, depending on how this lays in your chart, that this energy is supporting a relationship, especially with these two cards, a marriage, a celebration. But what I'm getting most strongly is to be considerate of others. And that's very strongly in the Vedic reading because of the nakshatra and in Vedic astrology, the full moon lunar eclipse is in Aquarius and Purvabhadra nakshatra. And so, be considerate of others, which kind of came through in all of this, where it's like, don't brag, don't gloat. Oops. You're going to, in some way, get what you want. Some people will be a little jealous, but for the most part, it's like, yeah, good things are coming and good feelings are coming. Okay. I think that's good. Let me know how you guys like this, if you've watched the astrology readings and the tarot reading versus doing just the weekly readings. I'm a little rusty, getting back into the flow of things. But yeah, hopefully, lots of good things come for everyone. All right, everyone. Thank you. I will see you back here soon.